I
Yeah.
honestly think that that is why Dorit is not really moving past the whole Erika thing and has no problem treating her the way she's treating her. I'm not saying I agree with the way Dorit is treating Erika, because
Right.
I do think Erika's tears were real. I do think that Erika, at this point in her life, maybe not back then, but at this point, values her friendships very much after everything she's been through. And I think that this was extremely hurtful to her. But I think that that is why Dorit has no problem treating Erika the way she is right now.
Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 15, Reunion Part 3. Whew!
Yeah, glad
This
it's
was a
over.
long... Honestly, I am too. I really am too, and I don't normally say that, but it was a lot. It was a lot.
You know what's funny? I have found this with a couple of episodes of a couple of different shows. I must have seen so many clips from this episode that when I started watching the episode, I was like, I feel like I've already seen this. Like, because I've seen so many clips from it.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I get it. Actually, before we jump into this, I want to do my call to action and ask everyone, if you haven't already, please head over to YouTube and hit subscribe and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the places. And anyone who's already done it, thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So we start out with Dorit saying, like, what were you hurt by, to Erika? The interesting thing about this is I waited to watch it on Peacock too, because it's the reunion and we get those extra parts. And, you know, I don't know what they are if I don't watch it there, right? But the interesting thing is we started out with that and the reunion ended with that.
Yes. Yes, it did.
It started out with Dorit saying, what were you hurt by?
Maybe
That
that's
is
why
what,
I felt like I had seen it before.
honestly, because I feel like this whole reunion was about pretty much the same topic. And I honestly felt like, for lack of a better word, like Dorit was just exhausting.
Well,
She
yeah, so
definitely,
even
she
if it
definitely was
wasn't about
exhausted.
her, she would twist it and make it about her. She was exhausting. I agree with that.
Definitely
Right?
exhausting. Yes, definitely
Yeah.
exhausting.
I
But I
mean,
think that she just came in with total blinders on, in attack mode, in just that mindset that's that's just how
She
she came in.
wants Kyle to it doesn't matter that Kyle is apologizing for using the word erratic. It doesn't
Mm-mm.
matter. There's nothing Kyle can say or do at this point to remedy what she did during the season. And I truly believe because of how it could affect Dorit in her divorce.
Well, I think
And it
too,
will. It's not like
definitely will.
the
Definitely will.
season's over, Kyle apologized, and now it goes away. It doesn't go away. PK still has this, and now he's out doing interviews. This is really going to affect her. So it just doesn't matter what Kyle does at this point. And if the show picks back up anytime soon with the two of them and the divorce is not done, this is going to continue. It's going to be a Melissa Teresa situation. We're not going to get away from it. And I don't think any viewers are gonna want that.
Yeah, it's just that Dorit is now, she is no longer in that Fox Force, whatever the phrase.
5.
And why is the Fox? I don't
I
know
think
these things.
Erika came up with maybe because
Yeah,
they're a
and it
bunch
had
of
something to do
foxes,
with where they
which they
were.
are.
Okay.
Where were they when they came? Where were they when they did that? Were they in
I don't
London?
remember.
Where were
I
they?
don't know. I don't know nothing about
I
it.
don't remember. I don't remember either. I think it had to do with something about where they were.
But she's on the outside now. She's on the
Yes,
outside of that group.
very much so.
And I'm sure being in that group for a time, she knew exactly how they all must have operated. And they must have operated in a certain way where that if they were all in cahoots with each other, they could kind of not lead production, but they could kind of bounce the ball in a different court if things started to get too iffy for somebody. They could do the little hand sign like, hey, like, let's bring something else up. Let's change the subject or whatever. So I think she was in that clique. Now she's out. And I think now that she's out, she just has like claws out, hair standing up, and just
And not afraid to blow up their spot about it.
not afraid to blow up
Because there's
anything.
no doubt in my mind, I don't think Kyle can control who is on and off the show, but I do think that Kyle has some kind of creative direction ability.
Well, listen, if anybody has any question at all, Kathy Hilton gets to rudely have her phone ring and answer it
Yeah.
on the show. Okay? Like,
Anyone
inadvertently,
else, Andy would have,
right,
what's
lost
the
his
word
mind,
I'm looking for?
imploded,
You know,
called him
it
out,
starts with an R. Not
Folded.
yelled at, but yeah,
reprimanded.
scolded, reprimanded. Thank you. 100%. Anyone else other than Jennifer Tilly and Kathy Hilton. And
Right.
Jennifer Tilly would never do it.
No, would never. No.
So did either of you get a chance to watch any of the PK interview, the podcast?
Oh, I wanted to. I just never. It's
So
never happened.
I watched a good part of it. It's long. It's actually very long. I couldn't watch the whole thing because it was
Who
really a lot
interviewed
of
him? I'm just curious who gave him this outlet.
some
What's his name?
podcaster.
I forget his name. Some dude.
He's pretty popular though. It was a podcaster. He's got quite a
Okay.
following. But basically, he did not badmouth Dorit at all. He did not say one bad thing about her. He pretty much owned his part in this. I mean, some of the things that he said, like, you know, when we were cast on Housewives.
Yeah, it was
because
definitely
he-
a we.
But he said that, and he admitted that Dorit did not want to do it. He forced her to do it. He admitted that. So
He admit that.
yeah, she did not want to do it. He forced her to do it, in his PK way, because he thought that his wife was beautiful and smart and intelligent and could be very good at this show. Those were
And
his
make
words.
them
Like,
money.
absolutely, absolutely. And, he admitted that. So honestly, and he wasn't going to say anything bad about her. And he said, really his concern is for the children. And I think that, whether it's true or it's not, that should be his concern, right?
Mhm.
Well,
I
whether
mean,
it's
he
true
certainly-
or not, he's going to say it because
Well, that's his
my
his
only
optics.
concern is
He
my
needs that
children. And if
optics.
my soon-to-be ex-wife has erratic behavior,
Exactly.
Well, again, he did not bring that up. And I
course
personally
not.
think, no, but I personally think, I know you guys disagree with me. The fact that Kyle did say it, yes, it could hurt her. But the fact that she just kept going on and on and on with it just made it more of a storyline than it ever needed to be. Like, it was brought
but
up so
I
many
think
times
she
by
did
her.
that because it kept coming back to her that Kyle was saying it. It's not like it only got back to her one time that Kyle was saying it. And she
No,
said
she
to
told
her,
it to
please
everybody.
just don't talk behind my back. And Kyle kept doing it. Whether Kyle brought it up or somebody else brought it up, Kyle was still talking about her behind her back. And did you catch when Kyle said, yeah, I brought it to the table? You know
Yeah,
what
she
that
did say
means
that.
in Housewives? That means I brought it on the show.
Mm-hmm.
That's
She
what
said that.
means.
And she also referenced, I brought it to the table with Rachel when we were discussing it at the airport when we were worried about being late. And Dorit was very late. She absolutely said that. She did. And she admitted to saying that.
Right.
that.
But that's what that means. You brought it on the show.
I mean, yes, she did. Yep.
See, but it's just for what reason?
Did Kyle really want her whole storyline this season to be about Dorit? Listen, maybe she did because it got her
Think
out
she
of
did?
talking. Well,
We got her
it
out of
got her
talking
out of
about anything
talking.
she had going on.
Right,
Absolutely.
right.
I don't think so.
I mean, she was planning her daughter's wedding for crying out loud. Like, we barely saw any of that.
Yeah, we could have watched all about that. That would have been nice.
We definitely could have watched that. I mean, we saw, and you guys know this, we saw what the producers wanted us to see. We saw what the
Absolutely.
producers wanted us to
Correct.
see. And they wanted us to see discourse between Kyle and Dorit. That's what they wanted us
Right.
to see. So much
Absolutely.
so that they left out a lot of things that would have proved what Kyle was saying all along, that she wasn't the only one talking about it. She wasn't the only one bringing it up. She wasn't the only
Why
one
do you
having
think
these
they
conversations.
wouldn't just show it though at the reunion then? Like, if Kyle's
Well, they
saying
did.
this happened,
I mean, they did a lot. Some of the stuff they did show. Some of it they did show. And Bose even came out and said, I said this. And Dorit
We
admitted
saw
that it was
Bose
said
say
to her.
over and over again, I think Kyle's coming from a good place. I think
Yeah,
Kyle cares about your
absolutely.
being. So the fact that Kyle was like, "Oh, did they air that? Like, do you watch the show, Kyle?" Because yes, they did. We all saw it.
No, but
We
there
all
was
saw that.
other things that Bose said that, and Dorit admitted, like, yes, she said it to me. I saw it. I heard it. Dorit, and like Bose said, Dorit didn't agree with me, but I did say these things to her. I did agree with some of the concerns that Kyle had. She had those conversations with Dorit, but they didn't show those. They didn't show us where she said, you know, we saw when she said, I think that she is concerned, right? But we didn't see where she said it over and over and over again. We didn't see that until the reunion when they started showing us more clips. They showed us a lot more clips.
But whatever Bose said to Kyle, Bose also said to Dorit's face.
Well,
Right,
that's
and
what
I think
Dorit
that's the
said.
difference.
Right.
I
Right.
think that's the
That's the
difference, and I
difference.
think that's the difference, and I think that's the problem. And I think the main problem is that the thing with the before last reunion, Kyle and Dorit really weren't friends. So why this whole season, why are you acting like you're so concerned that you're such my friend that it's only concern? But then you say stuff that could get me in trouble. You talk behind my back. You don't. So I'm not saying I see Dorit's side. I'm just saying it to me it's not just all Dorit.
No, it's not just all Dorit, but I don't think Dorit had any intentions when she came into this reunion to make peace with
No.
either Kyle or Erika. I
Definitely
don't
not.
think
No.
that was her intention.
No. She was
Because I don't
scorched
think
earth. She
right.
was scorched earth. Yeah. No.
There was nothing that they could have said or done that would have changed the way she felt.
Nope.
And and
And that's
even so
sad.
much right, it's very sad. It
It
is
is.
sad because they were friends for a long time and they did go through a lot.
Right.
There's a long history there.
Yeah.
There's a long
And
history.
typically you do go to the reunion. I mean, you have to go to the reunion because it's in your contract, but you go to try to make
Resolve
amends, you
whatever's
know?
going on. Right. Right.
Yeah.
And there was no resolving anything at all. It just felt quite uncomfortable, actually. And I was thinking to
Very.
myself, oh, Lord, like, how are they going to film together and make that something that people enjoy? Like,
Yeah.
if
Well, it's gonna be
this is
interesting to see what happens going forward.
right, if, according to how much of it is real, just, if it really is as portrayed, this certainly seems like a very hostile, uncomfortable workplace. And how does that not reflect back in the show?
Oh, I think it's real. The hostility is real. I don't think anyone there was faking that. I think that hostility was 100% real and raw.
I think you could tell by their facial expressions
Yeah.
that
And
that
I
was
would imagine that both Erica and Kyle, while they're kind of going after Dorit a little bit on one hand, on the other hand, I'm sure that at times they must be like, shit, because I'm sure she knows a lot about both of them and how they operate, and so sometimes I feel like Erica really does have these deep, strong feelings for Dorit, and she can be a little bit hurt. And then at other times, I'm like, is she like petting the bunny sometimes so it doesn't bite her? I don't
You
know.
crack me up. Where the heck did you come up with that one?
I just
Love
thought
it.
of Fatal Attraction.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, she must know a lot about the skeletons. She knows how they've all operated in the past. She's been in the inner circle, and now she's not. That's all I'm
Right.
saying. And when
Yeah.
you have something like that with somebody, times it's good to pet the bunny.
Yeah. I mean, when Erika finally told Dorit what she was upset about, right? That Dorit said that she was lashing out at Erika so that she could keep her job. That's the remark that made her mad. It was that combined with when she said at the table, nobody supported me as much as Bose did. Those two things combined all happened at pretty much the same dinner in Italy. That was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
For Erica.
For Erika, right.
Yeah.
Because we got to move on to Erika. We can't talk about Kyle this whole time.
No.
But I'll be
Fortunately, we have
honest
to
with
talk
you.
about Dorit more, though, because she inserted herself into every aspect of this
Everything.
reunion.
Well, she
Everything.
was actually a part of all of it, though. She absolutely was, right? She was a
Yeah.
part of all of it. I mean, listen, the fact that at the end, Erika is still, she's literally crying about this. She had tears in her eyes again. She was crying
I
in Italy
wondered
when it
watching
happened.
this,
That's
whether there's
real. I'm
something
sorry.
else.
Erika,
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm wondering if there's something. I feel like there's something more to Erica's reaction. Something more than just her friendship with I don't know.
I thought
That's
you were
just
gonna
my
say if there was something more that happened between Dorit and Erika, because one year at
could be.
BravoCon, Erika was asked on stage, "What couple do you think will get divorced
Yeah, and
next?"
she
And
said,
she
yeah.
said PK and Dorit. Yeah, I
Yeah.
honestly think that that is why Dorit is not really moving past the whole Erika thing and has no problem treating her the way she's treating her. I'm not saying I agree with the way Dorit is treating Erika, because I do think Erika's tears were real. I do think that Erika, at this point in her life, maybe not back then, but at this point, values her friendships very much after everything she's been through. And I think that this was extremely hurtful to her. But I think that
But
that
she
is why Dorit has no problem treating Erika the way she is right now.
right, but Erica just seems to totally forget how she was. It's
She
think
amazing.
she
does, you're
forgets
right.
it. I don't think she forgets it because I think they're two different things. Think that it's very rare that we see Erika be vulnerable. It's very rare, right? She was vulnerable when she talked about the DV incident, right? Which Dorit was aware of, even though, she
Kinda
didn't
blew it off.
acknowledge it.
Right, right.
Right. She didn't really acknowledge it. She was very vulnerable when she had the big blowout with Dorit and Dorit stormed off and she waited to really break down until Dorit was gone. Right. And
No,
again,
right.
not easy for Erika to do. Right. And then at the end of the reunion, when it was brought up again about, why she was so vulnerable, when Andy explained it to Dorit, Dorit still didn't
No,
get
she
it
still isn't.
because
Nope, she still is
No,
not.
she
because
didn't.
I think because she even said this. She said, she really feels that Erika and Sutton were doing Kyle's dirty work. And Erika said, nobody told me
So
to
did
do
I.
this. Nobody. I don't think so. I don't think Erika's going to do someone else's dirty work and feel that way about it. That's not, I don't think she's going to do it. But Dorit thinks that that's what it is. And so does Kelly.
I think at certain points during this season, Sutton and Erika moved in a way where they knew it would be looked upon better from Kyle. Does that make sense?
Think so. I don't think so because Erika even said, I agree with Kyle about the way you've been behaving. I feel the same way. And the fact that Dorit brought up that it was odd that Sutton chose to room with Amanda when it's obvious that when they broke it down, everyone knew why Sutton was rooming with Amanda. I
Well,
mean,
my question is this: how come that turd Natalie was just so into her vibrator and she couldn't? She should have took the hit for the team. She was low man on the totem pole.
You know what's interesting to me? What was interesting to me was Sutton's comment about, and I agree with her. Like, I'm not gonna room with Jennifer Tilly because she's a movie star.
You've roomed
Okay,
with her plenty of times before. What are you talking about? What are
exactly,
you talking about? You
exactly.
talking shit now. You talking shit.
Exactly, exactly. And who is Natalie? Like, right, she is low man on the totem pole,
Yeah,
but
I
she
don't
and
get that.
Amanda were. So, yes, that's okay. So, I'm sorry if you have to go use your vibrator, go in the bathroom and lock the door. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and why do you get special treatment as low man on the totem pole? That's how I would have
Right,
been if I was Sutton. I would have been like, no, Natalie can go. Thank you.
right. That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying. It was just a little. It was
you think,
definitely suspect that Sutton decided to room with Amanda on the Italy trip. It was definitely suspect.
but how come everybody knew why it happened? Bose knew why it happened. It was Bose's trip.
It was
So
Bose's trip. Yeah.
if Bose knew why it happened, why didn't Dorit know why it happened? Why is it suspect if everyone at the reunion knew why it happened except for Dorit? Didn't it seem that way when they explained it?
Well, did Dorit know at the time she said it? Because she said it on the show, right?
She said it at
She
the
said
reunion.
it on the show, which is why it was brought up at the reunion. The reunion wasn't the first time she said it, is my point. So maybe when she said it on the show, she didn't know, and now she knows.
Well, I mean, she definitely said it on the show, and it was brought up at the reunion. If it was brought up at the reunion and she already knew because she found out after she said it on the show, why did it take Boz to put it out there? Because everybody knew. And Dorit
Maybe they were
didn't seem like she did know.
You know,
Do you know what I'm
sometimes
saying?
things aren't said. Like Erika said that she didn't want to bring up the fact that Dorit said she was trying to save her job. You know, some things are going to be said, some things aren't going to be said at the reunion. So maybe nobody knew if it was going to come out that Natalie, had to masturbate on vacation, and
You
that's
had to
what
go
prompted
there.
all
You
this.
had to go there. Did you see Kathy?
That's the reason
so
why.
funny. So funny. Did you see Kathy whispering to Rachel? She
Forgetting
wanted to
she's
jack
mic'd.
off. She wanted to jack off. I was like,
And laughing hysterical at herself. This is great.
Oh my God, so
That's
funny.
great.
these
So
actually were the
funny.
best parts of the reunion, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Is some
You
of the
have to give it
hijinks.
to Kathy Hilton. I mean, she really did. Normally, and a lot of times you see Jennifer Tilly talking under her breath and being comic relief. But this reunion, it's Kathy all the way.
Well,
Right.
Jennifer Tilly's the queen because you know that bitch could not breathe in that dress that whole
I know.
time and was
No
so
wonder she wasn't
uncomfortable.
making any
She couldn't wait
comments under her
to
breath.
get out of there and have a drink. I'm telling you, she couldn't wait.
Get this dress off of me.
Off me. It looks great, but I'm not doing it no more. Yeah. Poor thing. And that sucked because we didn't really hear from her at all.
No, we
I
didn't
know.
hear from
No,
her.
it's annoying. I don't like that.
I know. I would have loved to hear more from Rachel. And you're right. She had to sit out there 2 whole episodes.
Yeah.
Right?
Not
Both of
being
them.
able to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy then said so Andy brings up about Erika and Sutton, and he said, your friendship has really seemed to blossom. Erika, you said without vodka, Sutton is actually fun. And Andy's like, well, what is the most fun thing about her? And she said, well, she's funny. She's self-deprecating. Like, I found her to be warm. Like, she's a good time. And then Andy said, well, Sutton, like, what did you think when Erika referred to you as a box, her figure? And her shape. And Sutton's like, well, it wasn't the nicest. And Erika said, no, it wasn't, Sutton. And I know, like, and Erika's like, Sutton said, I know you're sorry. And Erika said, no, I am. Like,
I love that
she
about
brought it-
Erika. She could just totally admit, yep, I was a bitch and sorry.
Yep.
And
Yep.
she
like
can
that.
apologize. Erika can
Yes.
apologize.
Yes. Like, I was
Right.
a bitch and I'm sorry.
Yep. I don't know if you caught it. At the same time, Dorit rolls her eyes. So Dorit rolls her eyes because she apologized to Sutton. And
I gotta be honest
really?
with you because the facial expressions between Kyle and Dorit were like out of control. And I wonder, were they really doing that so much? Or did production take a couple of looks from them
Could be.
And just keep using them
keep
over.
replaying them?
I know they replayed
Because it was both of them.
Jennifer. I know they replayed Jennifer Tilly's one eye roll. They used that twice, and I was like, "What?
Yeah,
You're using that twice."
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
they
saying
absolutely could have done that. It's very
Yeah.
possible, but I
Yeah.
did,
It was
I
a
did
lot
notice
on
that.
both of them.
There absolutely was. There was.
Yeah.
So then Andy said to Dorit on Watch What Happens Live, you called Sutton a social climber. And Sutton's like, that's ridiculous. And Kathy's like, explain to her you're a socialite, not a social climber.
Yeah.
Again, perfect
You're
timing,
right.
Kathy. Perfect
Right.
timing. Dorit said, like, a part of your world, like you like to be invited to parties. And Andy said, I just want to point out, with the exception of Rachel Zoe, that Sutton has been to the Met Gala many times. And Boz is like, excuse me, I've been there too. Don't leave me out. And Andy said, Sutton actually is a socialite. And I do think that she is.
I think
she
she
is a socialite. She does like to go out. She is invited to parties. People have said that does not like to go out. She doesn't go to parties. You're not going to see her on the red carpet, which is true.
And she said
doesn't.
it. She said it. That's not my world. That's not my life.
Right. So I think
I think she's away in accordance with Kyle and the Hiltons. I think that's
I
what she
agree
meant
with
by the
you,
social
and
climb.
I
Well,
think she's
that
right.
is probably what she meant, but I don't think she needs to be a social climber because she is a social light and she was
Right,
already
Right, but
friends with
maybe
the
she
right.
Hiltons.
wasn't going to Kathy Hilton's parties prior to becoming friends with Kyle, and I really think she threw her friendship with Garcelle right under the bus to be in good graces with Kyle. I firmly stand on that, and I think it had all to do with going to Kathy Hilton's parties and being in that world. I mean, if we have learned
Just being
nothing,
in that circle. Yeah, I
Kathy
understand that
Hilton
she
is
is
running Hollywood, let's face
right.
it.
I understand that, and you're right. I agree with you that Sutton is in that world already, but it's all about what is in Sutton's mind. Like if Sutton was to do something per se, as we talked about before, where she would do something in order to be on Kyle's side or in Kyle's good graces, it wouldn't be because she needs the money. It wouldn't be because she needs a job. It's because that's what she wants. It's what she likes. She wants to be in that inner sanctum
The Richard
gig.
sisters.
Yeah. I just think it's something that she wants.
And she
I
probably
mean,
doesn't need to do it in any
No,
other area of her life, like, that
no.
it's just
I think
that.
she needs to do it. I don't think she needs to do it in this area either. I think it's just something that happens to be. You know, she was
But,
friends with
if
Jennifer
she
Tilly.
weren't being invited to the parties that Kathy Hilton were throwing prior to this, she's gonna probably do certain things to make sure she is now, or did certain things to make sure she was. You know what I mean? Now she's in it. Now she's in the Kathy Hilton circle. It's very clear. But maybe she wasn't before. And Erika, I said it before, Erika never cared about Kathy Hilton's parties when she was with Tom Girardi and living her life and the lavish life and blah,
Erica
blah,
needs her
blah.
job. Erica needs her job. So
Exactly.
I think if Sutton were to do something to stay within Kyle's good graces, it would because of Sutton wants that kind of attention, approval, blah, 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 even though she doesn't need it at all, money wise, social standing wise. If Erica was to do something to stay within Kyle's social circle or that group or allegiance or whatever, it's because she needs her job. She needs her
Yes.
job.
So it's so funny. Kelly, remember we were talking about Lisa Rinna's book, and Lisa Rinna said one of the housewives came to her, and you said it was Erika, and I said, no way, she would never do that. I think for sure it was Dorit. But then I said to you very recently, it was definitely Erika because of something that she said in an interview that when this whole thing went down, and I believe she was referring to the Italy thing because she again brought it up at the reunion. She was considering quitting
Yeah.
because it bothered her that much. And you are absolutely right. She does need the job, but she doesn't
Needs her
need the
job.
job to her detriment. Like she's not that person that's going to do whatever it takes, is
You
what I'm
got
saying to
something
you.
right. And I think you're right. Something's driving these women to be on these shows, right? Like the three of us can all agree we'd probably never do that. I mean, I
Being on a reality TV show,
right. Like, I mean, I'm not in
like
a
1,000
financial state
trillion
where anybody would
percent.
ever want me to be on the show, but I'm
Right.
just saying, like, something's driving these women to be on the show. Now, like Lori said, like, clearly for Sutton, it is not about the money.
Right.
I think Sutton likes being in this world now, though. And in Sutton's not in her, even in her defense, to be on her side, F her ex-husband. He is a douchebag with a capital D, and I hope
Absolutely.
she does stay on the show, and I hope we see her dating and finding,
Happy.
like, a true love with an amazing guy because F
Absolutely.
him. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
absolutely.
And maybe that's what's motivating her to be on the show. Erika, I do think it's monetary. I do think that she has,
A
you know,
threshold of what she'll do and not
ethics,
do in
yes,
order to keep that.
morals, and certain things she probably wouldn't let, and continue on. But
And,
something's motivating these women to be on these shows
and the
because
whole thing
you're not
with
doing it for the fun of it because
no,
it doesn't look
no
like very
fun.
much fun anymore.
No. And the whole thing with, you know, Erica getting really upset that Dorit said that is because that's kinda like I would imagine that's one of those, like, unspoken things. Like, you're not supposed to say that I need to do shit to keep my job because that's really what that job is about. Like,
Yeah, they like broke the fourth wall
that's a kind of a
They
thing.
do. They break the fourth wall all the time.
all the time now.
I just
Yeah.
think that she didn't like I think that Erika was hurt, but I also think that she didn't like Dorit dangling that fish out there about how it really operates.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So Dorit says to Sutton, like, were you offended when I called you a social climber? Sutton's like, well, it's not the nicest thing to say. So then Dorit says, so I apologize. And Sutton said, okay. Then Dorit said, you bought that apology?
That
And
was
did you see the look
wild.
on everyone's face? And
Yes. Yes, because it was
but
outlandish.
Because she's
But
just being
that's
a
where it went. No,
bitch.
right. Like,
Just
why
being a
didn't Andy
bitch.
go
Just
into
being a
that?
bitch.
Why did that just get dropped right there? I was like, wait, what?
But maybe he did and we didn't see it. Like, again,
Right.
it's all about production, right?
It's all about
So
It's
I
production.
so
thought
true, though. It's
I
so
thought I
true.
saw the episode because of all the clips that I saw over the past week.
Yeah.
Now, I saw those clips on people's social media, not Bravo's, other people's, right?
Yeah, I don't
So
know what's going on.
Bravo's releasing pieces of an already edited version of what
Right.
they want us to see.
What you want to say.
Somebody leaks the Summer House audio and Bravo loses its shit. You know why? Because they didn't have a chance to edit it yet. Because
Right, it
we're
wasn't
actually
edited.
hearing the exact
The raw.
conversation,
That's going
Right.
on.
the raw in real time conversation, and they haven't had a chance to twist it and present it to us on a platter the
How
way
they
they
want
want
to.
to.
Okay, I just gotta
Yeah.
tell you something. I know I'm skipping, but I don't care. I thought it was wild. I was like, hold the bus. Sutton is having the conversation with Erika and saying, this is the first year I haven't had a sip of alcohol. But I almost fell off my seat. Erika says, well, she hasn't had a sip this morning. Who drinks in the morning before work?
Well, I think when you're getting ready to shoot a 12-hour reunion, you might.
I
You
was
might.
thinking to myself, well, girl Sutton, you must have had something going on because who drinks in the morning before work?
Yeah, I
Was
took
Erika
it
saying that
as
about herself, or was she saying that about
No,
Sutton?
she was
about
saying it
Sutton.
about Sutton. She
And
was
I was
saying it
like,
about Sutton, but I took it as
"Woo."
like, yeah, she hasn't had a drink because I think that they do. I mean, certain franchises are allowed to drink at reunions and certain ones aren't.
But she said I guess the key for me was this morning.
This morning. Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
What about when Andy asked the ladies to raise their hand if they were more dominant in bed?
Yeah. What was that
Okay.
about?
I
I don't want to
no
know
And
that
why
idea.
didn't Erica raise her hand?
Well,
because
you know who
because
did raise
For Erica to raise her hand.
I bet you that she's the opposite.
She might be.
honestly? Well, did you see who did raise their hand? You didn't. Only one person actually raised their hand, and it was Jennifer. Jennifer raised her hand.
Well, yeah,
And
that checks out too.
he didn't even acknowledge it. Dorit said when
I
he
could be
asked the
both,
question,
right?
I could be either. Jennifer raised her hand, but nobody actually acknowledged it. Andy said, Erika, she said, what do you think is happening to me in bed right now? I'm getting punished and I love it. So that says to me it's the opposite.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I think she's
Yep.
I think she
Rachel said
presents one thing, but then the reality is it's totally another.
she's submissive. Yeah, I that's exactly what I think. And I think that's what she said. And then Rachel's like, oh yeah, Erica's definitely the dominant one. I'm like, did you not
Because that's
just hear
what she
said?
portrayed. Yeah, because that's what
Right,
you would
right.
think. Like that's your normal reaction to her.
Yeah. Then Andy brings up about how Dorit was the belle of the ball at speed dating. And he said, are you dating anyone? And she said, well, no, but soon, some point soon.
And that's part of Dorit's problem. She needs some day.
She does need some D. She does need some D.
Yeah. So Andy then says to Kyle, what would you do if Mo started dating one of your friends? And
Because
Bo
they were
says,
talking
oh,
about
hell no.
Sutton's ex, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They were talking about Sutton's ex. Right. So Bose is like, hell no. And Kyle said, I'd kill them. And Bose said, and we would help you. Like, I mean, did you guys listen to that interview with Bose on Tuesday?
No, I won't listen to them.
Oh my God, it was so good. I learned so much about her. I think it was on 2Ts. I sent it to you guys.
You know what? It must not have been 2Ts because whatever you sent us, I was going to listen to and just didn't have time, but I won't listen to 2Ts. I'm good on them. You did send us one, though. I don't think it was
Yeah.
with 2.
I don't know what it was on. But she gave out a lot of information. Like, I can't remember what it was because I listened to it like a week ago or a couple days ago, which might as well be a week for me.
It's all blending. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's so funny to
You
me. I was
sent us
thinking
the Joellen with the 2Ts.
Joellen with 2Ts was really good too. I learned a lot there too. I was
Bose
amazed.
with Heather McDonald. I'll definitely listen to that.
Well, yeah,
Okay, Heather
I'll listen.
McDonald. Heather McDonald. Okay, so hers was with Heather McDonald. You should listen to the Joellen one. I'm telling you, it's good.
I'll listen to her on anybody else's podcast.
Okay.
If I could figure out how to listen to a podcast, maybe I'll listen to it for you.
Just click on the link I send you, Lori.
Okay, I'll try
I
that.
sent you a link. Just click on it.
Just click. Okay. I
Click
think I
on the
could do
link.
that.
But what I was
Click on it.
what I was going to say, it's so amazing to me. It's only Amanda that I've noticed that does this. Amanda remembers what she said when she said it, almost word for word. I
Mhm.
cannot remember what I said 10 effing minutes ago.
Nope.
Let
Yeah,
alone
but good for her because
Yeah.
how many times we should have played a drinking game. How many
For
times
how
did
many
Amanda
times?
say to Bose, "You said this," and Bose said, "I did not. Don't do that." And then they roll tape,
Roll
and she
tape.
said it.
I wonder if she has like that photographic memory. That
I believe
person
that she
has,
does.
because every time she does it, I am sitting there like, I don't know what I said 10 minutes ago. She's recalling something that happened 8 months ago?
But she's
Yes.
actually a lot younger, so you forget. We could have been that
Well,
smart back in the day.
I don't
That's
think
true.
so.
We just forget. We forget that we were that smart.
So Rachel said, well, what if it was, going back to Kyle, if Mo started dating one of her friends, what if it was 8 years from now? And she said, and Bose is like, there's no statute of limitations. Like, there's not. Like, no, you cannot date one of my friends. And then Kyle said, oh, no. Then Dorit said, would you do that? Because she said, I'm going to kill him. She said, would you do that publicly? She's like, kill him publicly? She said, would you be mad at him publicly and speaking about it publicly?
Yeah,
And Kyle
talk
said, well,
about your hurt and anger at publicly.
right. Kyle said, I see what you're doing. You're making this about you. Got it.
It was.
I think
it
she was.
perfectly appropriate, though.
That's what
I
I'm
think she
saying.
was.
Even
think
though
she
she
was
was
making it about her.
She was definitely making it about herself, and I think it was totally appropriate for her to do so in that moment.
Absolutely.
She was trying to prove a point to Kyle. Like, yes, I am this is my life. I'm on a reality TV show. I'm going to talk about it. You're choosing not to, but you're judging me for doing it. And you're
That's why
choosing
I
not
thought she
to
was- that's-
because
that's where I
ultimately you want your husband to come back to you. And you don't understand or can't comprehend. I don't.
Right.
And I do agree with you that Dorit is jealous of Kyle in certain ways, certainly the financial situation and the amicability between she and Mo. But I do think that Kyle envies Dorit because she does not give an F about PK anymore. There is
Right.
no
Scorched
love
earth.
lost there.
Right.
Yep.
And I think as much as Kyle is proud of herself, and she should be, for handling her divorce the way she has handled, I think
Yeah.
there has got to be a part of her that's like, I just wish I could just call Mo that cheating motherfucker that he is. But she does. But she
Exactly.
doesn't. But I think at some level, there's got to be something where she was just like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
So then Andy moves on to Bose and her road to her happily ever after, and we get to see her Bose package, her everything that she's got going on, and she
But
talks
wait
about
a second. Wait a second. How about
Okay.
when they were still talking about that thing with and Kathy Hilton is like, I forget what they were talking about. And Kathy Hilton is like, no money, no honey.
That's right. Because it is
That's the
part of the
Bose.
Bose package.
It's
It
part of
is
the
part
Bose
of the Bose
package.
package.
Okay.
No money,
okay.
no honey.
No honey. That was great. I was like, Kathy, I
Yeah.
love you.
She
It
should
is
put
part of
that
the
on a
Bose package.
shirt.
Yes.
Yes. So she starts saying about, the wedding. She's like, I don't know what made me decide to have, 2 weddings on 2 different continents. And Yeah, I don't know what made you decide to do that either, but yeah,
it's a
that's a
lot.
One's
big
plenty.
undertaking.
It's not your first, by the way.
That's what she talked a lot about, actually. Actually, now that you just brought that up, she talked about on Heather McDonald, she talked about her father and where he was born and how he came over here and what happened with her husband that passed away and what the separation and how the whole thing. She gives so many details. And the thing that she said about her father, she said to Heather McDonald, she said, you know what? I've never actually said that before. Like it's very interesting. And I thought to myself, she is very, very interesting. She's got a lot of depth to her. There's
Definitely
a
a very
lot.
interesting person.
She is very, very articulate, very intelligent. I just would love to know more about Bose because, I don't feel like we've seen it because we've spent so much time coddling Dorit, to be quite
Stupid
honest
Dorit,
with you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
that's for sure.
And I
Bose
think
should really write a book because
God, yeah,
between her professional life and,
and
I think
personal
she
life.
did,
just
didn't
losing
she?
her husband and
Yeah.
I think you know what? I'm gonna look into it because if she has written a book at this point,
I'd
I
read
would have
that.
thought it would have been more like a art of the deal type of thing, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Not
right, right.
about her.
Not about
I'll
her.
look into
Right.
it though, because I would
And
Yeah.
definitely read her book.
I think that is part of her problem with Amanda, is that she has worked so hard
For sure.
being a woman, being a Black woman, the field that she has busted her ass, and then she
Yeah.
looks at this little pretty blonde white girl, and she just is like, "Oh, let me just think up some money.
If you think you want money, you'll get it.
You'll get it." I mean, I can't blame her. I can't blame her. I can't blame her.
Manifest it. That was the best at the end. She's like, I'm manifesting, never hearing the word
That word
manifest again.
manifest again, yeah. I think that's the deal. I think that's why Amanda just, like, pisses her
For
off
Rubs
so
her the
sure.
much,
wrong way.
and I
I
can't
think
blame her.
so too. And then she did say the thing about Andy asked her about all the slack she got from people about the dinner where Keely was really open and honest and said, what happens if and listen, I think the way she answered it was perfectly fine. And when you listen to her on Heather McDonald, she talks about the fertility. The reason she chose that doctor in Las Vegas because she is a well-known Black doctor who deals with fertility. And she, went on for this mortality rates of Black
Black
women.
mothers, absolutely. Yep,
Yes, yes. So,
absolutely.
I mean, everything that she does, there's a reason for it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a
She
reason
does her
for everything
research.
she
She's
does.
smart. Yeah.
Absolutely. Then Andy brings up about on Watch What Happens Live, Bose, you said that Amanda was good at scamming. Bose said that was harsh. And she's like, I'm sorry. I didn't actually mean it. She's like,
You
I was
did.
pretty angry.
She meant.
No, I don't think she did.
It's
I don't
very
think she
easy
did.
to say things about people when they're not in the room, right?
Right,
But it
absolutely.
was like a speed round thing. Like the
Right,
question
it
was like,
was a
you know
speed.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it was
But
like,
if Amanda were sitting there, I'm sure that
Maybe
wouldn't have
not.
come out of her mouth.
Well,
she
I'm
said
sure
it
it
was
was like an
petty.
off the
She said
cuff
I was
thing, like the Pinocchio thing was an off the cuff thing. It's not.
right. Right. So she apologized for it. Amanda said thank you. Then they brought up the Pinocchio thing. And Andy asked if you feel like you owe her an apology. And she said, listen, here's the thing. I say a lot of shady stuff under my breath. And she's like, that one was just like such a throwaway. And it really was a throwaway. And she only said Amanda's name. She did not say the Pinocchio comment. So she didn't really know. But she did apologize even on Instagram way back when it came out.
Right, right.
You know what's interesting? The fact that because I think we saw a little bit of this, but we didn't see a whole lot. The fact that all of them were in agreement that they kept asking what was said before Amanda's name.
Mhm.
And Natalie wouldn't just say it.
Nope. She was trying to be too safe.
Right.
She was trying to be too safe.
Right.
Did either of you listen to Natalie's interview on Heather McDonald's?
I've been listening to her lately too. I don't know why I missed this.
Apparently you have not. I sent you guys that too. That
I
was
know.
We're a
actually
bunch of losers, Kelly.
I've been listening to podcasts though. I can't.
that was a good one too. I mean, when you get a chance, listen to it.
I
That
did
one I
just
listened to
listen
even-
to Lala and Randall's other ex on there, and that was great. Margaret
told you-
Joseph, I've listened to twice now. Jeff Lewis, and she was just on Reality Court.
I
I'll
heard
listen
her
to
on
Margaret
Reality
on
Court.
any podcast she's on.
I didn't hear her on Jeff Lewis, but I heard her on Reality Court. So Andy asks, we're going to move on to a sensitive topic. Something unfortunately Amanda and Bose share in common. I thought this was a weird question. He said, Amanda, was there any catharsis in sharing Zion's story with the world? She said, surprisingly, yes, I didn't expect it. A lot of people have lost babies like at early ages or in the NICU, and a lot of them have been thanking me, which I think that was a good answer.
I thought it was horrible, horrible that Bose said to her she thought it was strategic when she brought it up at that table.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
I
especially
did not
coming from someone who has experienced the same thing. I thought that was terrible.
yeah, I didn't dig that either.
So Andy said, Bose, you said this as an example of Amanda guarding information to use as currency. Bose said, yeah. And he said, what do you mean by that? She said, well, I have an experience that is similar. And when I face those anniversaries, there are some days when I can't get out of bed and it's very difficult to talk about any kind of death like that because people will shut down. So I just found it to be using it in a various strategic way as opposed to an emotional way. I 100% agree with you. Just because that is how you felt about it doesn't
Right,
mean that
everybody
that's how she
everybody
felt about it.
operates
Right.
differently. I mean, I think that I have a feeling that Amanda really wasn't gonna bring it up unless somebody else brought it up. She told the people that she wanted to tell before she got there, but I think when faced with being confronted by Dorit in Dorit's a kind of aggressive manner, she just kind of blurted it out. It wasn't like, yeah, I didn't agree with that at all.
I totally agree with you, Lori. I don't agree with Bo saying that.
Mm.
How can you tell someone how they need
How
to
they should
react to
act
something?
or yeah.
And one of the things I think about Amanda, besides the fact that she's got this photographic memory, is I think that she very much compartmentalizes things.
Oh,
And
most
I
definitely.
think that that's her way of dealing with things. That's not to say that she doesn't have those same reactions like Bose does. She just chose not to do it then on the
Mhm.
actual anniversary. I think Amanda would say, okay, I'm at work right now. I will deal with this at another time.
At another time.
That's how I see Amanda dealing with stuff like that. Because she brings up too about the psychic, which is true. Like there was a psychic there that night. I mean, there was so much going on. And
There was a lot
honestly,
going
I
on, right.
really thought the way that she answered it, the way that she responded to it, I think
Yeah.
that it was good. I mean, there was a lot going on. I didn't like it though either when Andy asked Amanda like a multi-part question. I don't even remember what it was. And she said, "Okay, I'm gonna take these one at a time." And he, like, rolled his eyes or made a comment.
Yeah.
Right. Now, unless I totally agree with you, unless that was production and they did that to something else and they used it
And they
there. But
used it
yeah,
there, right.
I forget her wording exactly too, but she was like, okay, I'm going to answer it in parts or something. And he was like, it's like,
Right? Because
what? I'm
What's your
sorry
problem? Right.
because Kyle and Dorit aren't speaking at the moment. Like,
Right.
is it her package or is it her package?
Right, right. So Dorit and Amanda kinda move on about that because that was all about Dorit. Then Andy brings up Kyle's concerns about oh, no, that's Dorit, we're not talking about it, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Erika. Dorit's yelling, "Nope, we're not talking about that." Bose is talking about Dorit.
Keep scrolling, Wendy, keep scrolling.
I am. I'm scrolling.
Yeah, because it was too much with
We're in the
Dorit. It was just too
Hamptons,
much.
we're talking about Dorit.
Yeah.
Dorit.
She certainly, though I will say this about her, she certainly cannot accept in any way, shape, or form how any of her behaviors affect others, and has no she's absolute blinders on in regards to what anybody else is going through. Most definitely.
I totally agree.
I
Okay,
would
I found
definitely say
something
that about
else
her. Oh, what?
that's not about Dorit. Yep. When Kyle was trying to talk to Bose and, like, build a friendship with Bose had said something, and Bose's response was, Listen, I'm also not a psychic." She hadn't talked to her. When Bose said in her confessional about, I'm having a hard time defending Kyle if she doesn't show up to
Right.
the
Yeah, yeah.
and, Kyle felt a way about that, right? She said, I'm not a psychic. I had no idea. I had talked to Sutton. Kyle says to Bose, like, I'm trying to have this friendship with you and I love you and I think you're amazing. And then I feel like we're never going to have this friendship because of the interaction that I have with Dorit, is basically what she was saying. And Kyle is saying to Bose, like, listen, is there room for us to have our own relationship, you and me, separate from my relationship? And Bose said, yes, there is room. That I thought was a good scene because I think that Kyle and Bose should have a relationship. And I think that
Absolutely.
it shouldn't, I think that that needs to happen. I think Bose is amazing. I think we could all learn something from Bose if we could just get to hear about it. Maybe Dorit just takes a year off so we can find out a little bit about Bose.
I think Bose is amazing too, but Bose needs to remember what she says
Yeah,
because
absolutely. She's gotten
there
caught
was
a
a
couple
lot of
times.
discrepancies this year with that boy.
Couple of
A
times.
lot. Every time she said something controversial, she didn't remember.
She didn't remember, yeah. That only lasts for so
Or
long.
not only didn't remember, denied saying it
Denied, right,
vehemently. "Don't do
right.
that. Don't do that." Well, you said it. Yeah.
All right. So I think then the only thing we can go to is the end when Erica's crying. But the whole problem is that still has to do with the D word because I'm not even going to say her name now anymore.
But like I said,
I
I
did
feel
like,
like there's something there's a little more to Erica being so upset. I don't know what it is. I just feel like there's something more.
She's gone through a lot of changes over the past couple of years, and her life is extraordinarily different than it was, and I think she probably is like, "Enough." Like, I don't wanna lose another person. I don't want
Right,
another part of my life to change. I'm
right.
on this show. I was the closest with these 2 people. Now they're at each other's throats. Now I'm getting thrown in the middle of it. Like, come on. Maybe there's
Yeah,
something else, but
I don't
that
know.
would be enough to be like, "Dear Lord, enough."
right. And basically, the way it ends is, Kyle was trying to repair it, and Erica says to her, listen, you're fighting too hard for a friendship that doesn't exist. And then she's like, listen, I'm not even fighting for that. That's whatever. I'm fighting for my character. Like she's saying things about my character. Bottom line was Erica's like, listen, I wish I had the Dorit that I knew before, but until she's ready to come back, I think I'm good to take a break. And that really set Dorit off, boy. Even though she said she wanted to take a break, that really set her off. And
How
Well,
about
production
how
did
about
play the
Kathy
clip.
saying oh, go ahead.
Production did play the clip of Erica saying, "You know who your friends are."
Right, right.
So,
But Kathy's saying to Dorit, like, basically, I feel like you're being more sensitive to the
to
way
Erica,
Erika feels and to your friendship with her than my
then
baby sister. But
absolutely.
again, I really think this comes down to what Kyle said, what she insinuated, and how it's going to affect Dorit in the future because it's going to. And we haven't even seen how yet. And that's probably very scary for her.
And probably she keeps talking about her behind her back when they're not even really friends, and she keeps putting this facade on like, "I'm so concerned."
Yeah.
I don't buy it. I'm not
I
buying
don't
it. I'm
buy it
not buying your
either. I really don't.
bread.
Right. I don't buy it either. And I
So
and
I
I
think
think it
that's
has a
part of
lot
it.
to do with Mo and PK's friendship, which Kyle, man,
Absolutely, absolutely.
just
I don't know. We'll have
cut
to
the
wait and
cut
see
the
what
cord.
happens for
Yeah, it needs to
season
be cut.
16.
Cookie, wait. So, I really suck with numbers, but I saw did you guys see this social media thing about PK is putting out there that he had done some investigation for leading up to the divorce, that Dorit has spent, like I'm so bad, I wanna say 1,000,000 or 11,000,000, like, all this money on clothes, like, all these designer clothes over the past year, and he's making it sound like she spent all this money on all these clothes but didn't pay the mortgage. Meanwhile, that makes no sense to me.
He was supposed to be paying the mortgage.
Who in the right mind would give her money to pay the mortgage? Like, that's not making sense. That's not making sense to me. So there's supposedly $16 million, like, in debt with the house. And now he's trying to say, well, I gave her all this money, but she spent $1 million last year on all these clothes instead of paying the mortgage. And I was thinking to myself, what?
Yeah, did you pay the mortgage or did you give her the money to pay the mortgage? Because that was dumb.
Right. Yeah. Like what? So that was not making sense to me. So you guys will have to look for that.
But again, he's saying this, right, in an interview, and it
Wait,
goes
was
back
he
to
saying
Kyle
it?
saying
No, but
she's spending excessive amounts of money.
wait, did he say this in an interview or you saw this on a post? And was it a real post or was it like an AI post? Like, no, was no, it on no, no,
page
no.
6?
I think it was a real post. I think it was a real post. We'll have to look it up.
So the two things so far we've heard him bring up can be tracked back to what Kyle was saying this season. Erratic behavior. I'm only concerned about the well-being of my children. And she didn't pay the mortgage. She bought all these clothes. She's spending an excessive amount of money for somebody who's in a financial dire
Right. Not
strait.
not
Like,
paying for the kids.
this is
Here,
what's
let's see.
happening.
1 million shopping spree. So
Where is this though? What is it on?
just people talking about it. That this is something that he put out. I don't know. Court docs suggest Dorit spending 1 million on clothing while 6 million in debt. So somebody out there is saying court documents. So I don't know. But it just didn't make sense to me. Because
Yeah.
you're giving her money to pay. What's that? So it just doesn't, there's just certain things that don't necessarily, sometimes
There's always things
the math
that
ain't
don't add
math,
up.
and I'm not a mather. So we'll have to see what happens with the whole.
We'll definitely have to wait and see. All right. So until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Please subscribe and give us 5-star reviews. Bye.
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 All right, girls.